because you thought being pretty was so much better than being educated or listening.
That's called haircut shaming, a form of body shaming and child abuse. Unlike taking away a gadget or privileges, cutting hair as punishment affects the child's autonomy over his or her physical body, potentially damaging a crucial developmental stage, and it could also blur the concept of consent. Blurring the concept of consent. Parents, did you hear that? Research shows that teens whose parents use psychological control, employing guilt trips, or otherwise creating anxiety as punishment are more prone to peer pressure. Haircut shaming is uniquely harsh because it can strip children of their gender expression, the outward manner that one conveys their gender identity. Humiliation tactics, such as haircutting, debase children without imparting lessons and can damage the relationship between parent and child. Shaming kids with humiliation tactics, forcing them to wear intentionally unflattering outfits or hairstyles, is toxic. You are stripping away their right to consent, and usually that cycle of abuse will continue with the next generation. And the victim will think because their parents did it to them, it's okay for them to do to other people. Some states also consider haircut shaming assault. 5 years ago, a mother named Kristen Johnson did the same thing to her daughter and posted it to social media. The haircut occurred while the girl was under the care of her father and stepmother. Both firefighters who were placed on leave from their jobs pending an investigation with local police and Child Protective Services for child abuse. Remember the case of Sylvia Likens? The teenage girl who was unalived by her caregiver Gertrude and neighborhood friends. They used humiliation tactics to abuse her. They often cut her hair or snatched it out. The trauma that comes from haircut shaming is very similar to the trauma that comes from being SA'd. Think about this. When victims are molested or groomed, they'll often cut their hair in an attempt to make themselves less attractive, so the predator won't attack them anymore. This is all connected to haircut and body shaming. I don't know how old this video is, but this mother does not fool me for a second with her caption, "One of the hardest things I've had to do for educational purposes only." Do not make yourself a victim because you are not the victim here. And there was nothing educational about this. I noticed the mom keeps looking at the camera. She even had a filter on. That's because abusers feel power when they body shame, humiliate, threaten, and intimidate the victim. And to get even more power, they'll post it on social media to have an audience. They're like, "Hey, look at me, I'm a good parent." No, ma'am, you're not. You're an abuser. I hope this daughter got out of that house and is safe now. It's just like a domestic violent relationship. When the abuser says, "It was one of the hardest things I had to do. I didn't want to do it," or "You made me do it." No, you chose to do it. The only thing you are teaching them is a cycle of abuse. And the cycle gets worse with each generation until someone ends up hurt or unalived. And y'all wonder why so many people are cutting their parents out of their life. From the very beginning, she approached her out of anger with a pair of scissors. The girl puts her arm up in defense. This woman should have been charged with assault. It's also financial abuse. "Here's a gift just so I can take it back when I get mad at you."